Opening roll call, please.
Mrs. Cochran? Here. Mr. Ray?
Here.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Here.
Mrs. Coontz? Here. Mr. Reitner?
Present.
Ms. Anderson?
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're looking first for a motion to accept minutes from September 3rd, 2024 council meeting as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept minutes from September 3rd, 2024 council meeting as presented and not read.
A second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz? Yes. Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
We're looking next for a motion to accept purchase orders from August 31st, 2024 to September 13th, 2024, totaling $344,790 as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept purchase orders from August 31st, 2024 to September 13th, 2024, totaling $344,790 as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz? Yes. Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
We're looking next for a motion to accept bills from August 31st, 2024 to September 13th, 2024, totaling $396,991.38 as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept bills from August 31st, 2024 to September 13th, 2024, totaling $396,991.38 as presented and not read.
I second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Coontz? Yes. Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
We're looking next for a motion to accept August 2024 bank reconciliation report as presented and not read, please.
I'll make a motion.
to.
Go ahead.
I'll make the motion to accept August 2024 bank reconciliation report as presented and not read.
I'll second.
Sorry, Heather.
That's okay, I'll
No,
second it.
In stereo, it was handed in.
Right.
Any discussion, council? Roll call, please.
Mr. Reitner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz? Yes.
Okay, we're moving next into the reading of ordinance and resolutions, please.
Resolution number 7389-2024, a resolution accepting the amounts and rates and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the Summit County Fiscal Officer. Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Section 1, Council hereby authorizes the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission. Council authorizes the necessary tax levies and certify them to the Summit County Fiscal Officer. Section 2, a copy of the tax levy certification is attached here to and made part of as simply written herein. Council understands the Village of Lakemore's official certificate of estimated resources for 2025 will be sent prior to January 1st, 2025. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the adoption of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all such deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4 of this resolution shall be in effect on and after the earliest period allowed by law. Resolution number 7395-2024, a resolution approving the police chief to hire Brian S. Euler as a part-time patrol officer with the Lakemore Police Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, and State of Ohio. Section 1, Council approves to hire Brian S. Euler as a part-time patrol officer with the Lakemore Police Department. Section 2, Mr. Euler will serve a 1-year probation. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and relating to the passage of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council or any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4 of this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect immediately. Resolution number 7396-2024, a resolution accepting the resignation of Matthew Bagnato as a part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, and State of Ohio. Section 1, Council regretfully accepts the resignation of Matt Bagnato as a part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department and thanks him for his service. Section 2, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and related to the adoption of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all such deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 3, this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect immediately. Resolution number 7397-2024, a resolution accepting the proposal from Everbright for power sweeping services in 2024. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council accepts the proposal from Everbright for power sweeping services in 2024. Section 2, the estimate for these services is $10,500. The proposal is attached here to and made part of as is fully written herein. Section 3, this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect immediately. Resolution number 7398-2024, a resolution authorizing the Village of Lakemore to adopt the cooperative funding intergovernmental agreement by the County of Summit. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council approves the Village of Lakemore to adopt the cooperative funding intergovernmental agreement by the County of Summit for master meter agreement calculations evaluation for 2024. Section 2, a copy of the agreement is attached hereto and made part of as if fully written herein. Section 3, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and related to the adoption of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all such deliberations of this council or any of its committees that resulted in such formal actions were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4, this resolution is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Therefore, this resolution shall go into effect immediately. Resolution number 7399-2024, a resolution accepting the resignation of Aaron Smith as a part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council regretfully accepts the resignation of Aaron Smith as a part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department and thanks him for his service. Section 2, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and related to the adoption of this resolution were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all such deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 3, this resolution is declared to be an emergency measure in the interest of the health, peace, and safety of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore. Therefore, this resolution should take effect on September 30th, 2024. Amended Ordinance 1864-2024. An ordinance amending ordinances 1522-2014, 1370-2006, 1220-1995, and 1187-1993 to revise the zoning variance hearing fees for the Village of Lakemore. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Village Council hereby amends ordinances 1522-2014, 1370-2006, 1220-1995, and 1187-1993 to revise the zoning variance hearing fees for the Village of Lakemore. The new zoning variance hearing fees shall be as follows. Application for zoning appeals, variance hearings residential, $500, variance hearings non-residential, $500. Section 2, it is hereby found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and related to the adoption of this ordinance were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 3, this ordinance shall take effect and be enforced from and after the earliest period allowed by law. Ordinance number 1867-2024. An ordinance to amend ordinance 1749-2021 to change the pay rate for employees of the Lakemore Police Department for off-duty services. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council agrees to amend ordinance 1749-2021, Section 1, subsections E and F as follows. E, off-duty or secondary work performed by police officers for private persons or companies on special detail shall be at the rate of $40 per hour per officer, paid by such private person or company directly to the officer. F, off-duty or secondary work performed by police officers for road details or construction details shall be $40 per hour, paid by the vendor, with the exception of contract jobs where a prevailing wage exists. Then the prevailing wage shall be the wage paid to officers. Prevailing wage shall not be less than $40 per hour. Section 2, all ordinances, resolutions, and parts of ordinances and resolutions which are in conflict with this ordinance are hereby repealed. Those ordinances, resolutions, and parts of ordinances and resolutions which are not in conflict with any provision of this ordinance are hereby expressly accepted from repeal by this ordinance and shall continue in full force and effect until otherwise amended or repealed by council. Section 3, it is found and determined that all formal actions of this council concerning and related to the adoption of this ordinance were adopted in an open meeting of this council, and that all deliberations of this council and any of its committees that resulted in such formal action were in meetings open to the public in compliance with all legal requirements, including Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. Section 4, this ordinance shall take effect and be enforced on January 1st, 2025. Ordinance number 1868-2024. An ordinance to amend ordinance 1833-2023, make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Lakemore, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Lakemore, County of Summit, State of Ohio. Section 1, Council approves to increase appropriations in General Fund $97,504.75 for a police cruiser, phone services, electric services, and tax collection fees. Street Construction Maintenance and Repair Fund 2011, $1,000 for electric services. Section 2, Treasury for payment for many of the foregoing appropriations upon receiving proper certificates and vouchers therefore, approved by the board or officers authorized by law to approve the same, or an ordinance or resolution of council to make the expenditures, provided that no warrants shall be drawn or paid for salaries or wages except to persons employed by authority of and in accordance with law or ordinance. It shall be provided further that the appropriations for contingencies can only be expended upon a poll 2/3 vote of council for items of expense constituting a legal obligation against the village for purposes other than those covered by other specific appropriations herein made. Section 3 of this ordinance is hereby declared to be an emergency, a measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the Village of Lakemore, Ohio. Therefore, this ordinance should go into effect immediately.
That was quite a bit we got to work through tonight, but it's all good. We're moving next into the mayor's report. First, I would like to say thanks again to council and our fiscal officer and administrator for a wonderful dinner that was cooked and served to the Springfield High School football team last Thursday night. It was the first time we'd been approached as a group to provide dinner for them, and it was really well received, I think. Kudos to Chef John Stripmatter over here, and Mrs. Cochran and Sam and Tracy all the way through. We all participated. Some brought our wives and siblings, and
I passed out the drinks.
yeah,
I did a good
and
job.
Nikki was the boss.
And can I just say that the one kid literally had 6 sloppy joes. He's like, man,
Yeah.
those are really good. I'm going to have
They
another
were
one."
good. They were good, and the
They were
ice
really
cream
good.
truck was there. It was really a good time had by all. So thank you everyone for participating and donating. I mean, it was several $100s of work, but we all chopped it up among us and then divided and conquered the tasks at hand. So they had a really nice time. So I want to say thanks again to everybody. That was a really good night. And then I have one more thing to announce, and that's the rummage sale coming up at Lakemore United Methodist Church. It's the title is a clearance sale, 75% off of the marked price on household items, sporting goods, records, furniture, jewelry, vintage items, and more. And that will be held Friday and Saturday, October 4th and 5th, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the lower parking lot behind the church at Lakemore United Methodist Church, 1536 Flickinger Road in Lakemore. All proceeds from this sale will be donated to the food pantry at the Lakemore United Methodist Church to purchase holiday turkeys and hams for those in need in our community. Please help us help our neighbors, and thank you. A surprise, a food truck from Uncle Tito's Mexican Grill will be on the premises on Friday, October 4th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Please help us advertise for our rummage sale on your personal Facebook, email, and or other places that would get the attention of the community and others who like to shop while supporting the community and their needs for food during the holidays. Getting this, hopefully it'll make the South Side later. We know it didn't last time, and I got a note of that from someone's mom.
What's the date again?
October 4th and 5th.
Did I put it in there? I can't remember.
No,
I think I did the September.
not
stuff.
according to her mom.
Tell your mom we're up to October stuff.
Thank you.
We only have so much ink.
That's all I have, guys. Thank you. Mrs. Cochran, let's start with council reports, please.
All right, well, as everybody that has been waiting for this to happen, the Lakemore Post Office opened today. So, 118 days of waiting, and actually, it's not even completed, so. But welcome back to Julie and Lynette.
Yes.
Yes.
They are thrilled to be here today, and a reminder to everyone that you can, all the retail is open for anything, buying stamps, mailing stuff at their regular hours. As far as picking up your mail, it is not 24 hours yet until the door in the middle that separates the retail from the box section is replaced. So with that, we're just happy campers.
We need some barriers in the front. What do you say?
Yeah.
We can't let this happen ever again.
No. And other than that, I also want to mention that Lakemore Police Department was very blessed because we got a $42,000 grant from Representative Amelia Sykes' office.
That's
And
great.
it is going to be up to $42,000 for a 2025 Ford Explorer police cruiser.
That is
And it is
incredible.
much needed, and in fact, we were in the, really thinking, talking stages about getting one, and then this, not that it fell in our laps, but then this was, a phone call, right,
Sheriff
to the chief.
Phillips.
Yeah.
Or
That's
father,
awesome.
sorry.
Candy Father gave us a call.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amelia.
Sheriff.
Sykes.
So we will be
Phillips.
getting that exactly, when
I
did you
know.
say?
I'm losing it.
Be the order and should be toward the end of October, early November.
So we're really happy about that, because we
That's
have a
awesome.
couple of our cruisers that really need to be put to rest.
In a few short moments, we'll have a new employee too, so that's perfect.
It's a good
Hey, and
Fortuitous
that
timing.
And that's all I have.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Mrs.
Laura.
Cochran. Mr. Ray, you're up.
Oh, I just wanted to
Oh.
say too, for people that don't know, is for the post office, they said that the keys for the mailboxes in Uniontown can be dropped off at the post office.
Either one.
Yeah,
But after all that we read about the Uniontown Post Office, I'm sure there's not a person that wants to go back there, so.
Absolutely,
I'm
so
sure
yeah.
they're gonna be
so yeah,
dropping it
and I
off.
figured this would be a little closer, so.
Oh, yeah, thank you for
Awesome.
reminding
Thank
me
you.
about that.
Mr. Ray, thanks, Heather.
Cool. So I just want to announce the next council meetings will be October 7th and October 21st. Both those are going to be here at 6 p.m. That's all I got.
Mr. Chef Strip Matter.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. Sure. Just like to remind everybody about Spectrum Community Channel 1023. If there's a council meeting you want to know what happened, you can always go back in time with their YouTube channel. Everything's there. They show all of our council meetings. They show all of Springfield's trustees meetings and other government agencies, meetings. You can get any of the information you need from your social media pages such as Facebook, which is Springfield Lakemore Community Channel 1023, or their Instagram, which is Springfield Lakemore Channel 1023, all one word. You can do the X, which is, I guess, Twitter. And it's Springfield Lakemore Channel 1023 at Springfield Lac 1. There's all kinds of events and everything. If you have anything in mind that you would like to have them out to see, get a hold of somebody from either council or the mayor, Tracy, or somebody from Springfield, and let them know.
Awesome.
That'll be it.
Thanks, John. Mrs. Coons?
All right, Halloween's coming. Did you see the decorations going up? The one on Sanitarium looks so cool every year. They do such a good job. So we are having our Halloween party / trick or treat on the same day up at the church at Lakemore United Methodist. We'll have our Halloween costume contest from 4 to 5 at the church. And then directly after the Halloween costume contest, we're gonna send them out to trick or treat from 5 to 7. So everybody, we'll see you on the 26th of October, which is a Saturday. And that's all I have.
Thanks, Nikki. Mr. Eidner?
The next council workshops will be September 21st and October 15th, each at 6 p.m. here at the administration building. I'd also like to remind people the last Wednesday of the month from 5 to 6, the Lakemore United Methodist Church food pantry is available to the Lakemore residents. And please remember to recycle your cardboard, also at Lakemore United Methodist Church. And also like to remind people that it's getting darker earlier. Please look out for people walking alongside Sanitarium Road where there are no sidewalks. And that's all I have.
That's right, thanks.
Yeah.
Ms. Anderson?
I just would like to remind everyone to not rake or blow leaves and debris into the roadways and waterways. Now that fall is approaching and you're going to be doing the cleanup in your yard and things like that, just kind of be mindful to pick up the litter and make sure that the ditches and the roadways and stuff like that are clean, because all of that goes into the lake, which has a negative impact. So other than that, I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if
Something more? Here.
yes, so I'm going to come and join the fun at the Lakemore Fire Department Open House. That is going to be held on October 19th from 1 to 4. There'll be free hot dogs, station tours, car extradition, demo. Lebo info will be on hand, so it looks like it's going to be a good time.
What's the date again?
It is October 19th. Well, you know what I should have done? And the time is 1 to 4. I can see now. So come meet see the building, meet the firemen, have a free hot dog. And that's it.
I just want to say thanks before I pass it over to our minister. You have a report this evening? You do, right? Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to say thanks to the Nativity of the Lord for another generous donation to the Lakemore Food Pantry. I forgot to say that. Thank you, Ed, for making that happen for us. Go ahead, Tracy, sorry. Thanks.
Thank you to Springfield Assembly God. Their crew came out Saturday and built some steps for one of our residents.
I seen that.
So
That's great.
our delivery guys from the food pantry will have
Yeah.
some decent steps to climb up.
Right.
But that was very generous of them to do that. They've been really helpful with our community. If anybody's in need of anything, please, you can give me a call. You can call and talk to anybody. You can,
Reach out to me on Facebook.
yep, anybody.
Anybody. And especially now that leaves are going to be falling, I think we're kind of looking for older folks who just
Might
need help.
Yep.
We have a group up here at this church of young people who are really willing to get out there and
Right.
help. So if anybody, don't
Yep.
don't hesitate. I mean, the help
Yep.
is there, so just contact us and we'll get you on the list.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal that from you. I
No.
just wanted to add that.
No. And we do have a quarter auction coming up for
Yes.
our gazebo.
We should talk about that quarter auction, huh?
Yeah, come
I
on.
know. So I don't have all my info, but we do have a quarter auction coming up. October 25th,
The night before trick or treat.
the night before trick or treat. This quarter auction is to raise money so that we can add a gazebo down at Dodds Park on the lakefront. As you guys know, we have on the Springfield side, they have a beautiful walking path and a gazebo, and those are all things that we want to have on our side too. So this would be a great opportunity to come out and have some fun, because if you've never been to a quarter auction, it's a pretty good time. So
And that starts at 6, I believe.
I believe we
Yeah, I
more
have it.
details to come when I have.
Location.
Location is at the Elliott.
Ella Event
Event
Center,
The event
on
Event
Market
Center.
Street.
And the one thing I'd like to expand on is just so everyone realizes, it's not money that is gonna come out of the village
Yes, this
budget
is-
to build
this-
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
We are working hard with other people as well, and a committee to do all this by fundraising, and that's why we're asking you to support the fundraising, but it's not coming out of the village's budget, because otherwise we wouldn't have it.
And we have big plans for our parks, so
Yes.
this is just to beautify our parks and get more people down there, weddings, anniversaries, I mean, there's so much potential. So October 25th, and also if you're a business who wants to donate a basket, please reach out. I would love to take your basket. Sorry.
No.
Is that all?
About the.
I mean, I mean, is that all? I mean, am I missing anything about it is what I meant?
No, I think you're good.
Okay, that's what I meant, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Terry.
Our infrastructure projects are coming along well. The sanitary sewer phase 1, they're finishing cleaning those sewers so they can start lining. And then they'll finish the roads that have gotten messed up. First Street water line is almost complete, so we're coming along. And to piggyback off Miss Anderson's about keeping everything cleaned up, we did have an event down at Dodds Park on Saturday, and there is a lot of litter everywhere, all over the village, but down there. And so
Did it come from the event?
I don't think it's necessarily the event, but
Okay.
there just seems like people don't pick up after themselves. So we don't have the staff to do it. So if nothing else, just clean up the trash to make the community look better. Everybody's working so hard to try to improve everything. We want the residents to take as much pride in our community as we do. So there's plenty of trash cans everywhere. The pit stop has put out trash cans, so if you're walking, I make my granddaughters pick up trash. Poor Megan
Mine
has
too.
to watch me pick up trash when we're walking through
I'm
the
like, get
village.
that.
My Uncle Jim
Go
walks
throw it away.
around with his
His
little
Uncle
buddy.
Jim always walks around with his vest
And
on.
I think Mr.
but
and Mrs. Hale still.
Mr. and
Oh,
Mrs.
they-
Hale hit Dodds Park, and so it was probably before they made it down. But if everybody just picked up even what was in front of their yard, there would be a lot less trash. So that's all.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Got it off, okay, we're moving next, anyone, Laura?
Are we,
Anyone appearing before council?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
no. You could have told me, I wouldn't have got it up, huh?
If you wanna move it, go ahead, it's up to you.
Do what?
Do you wanna move it up?
Oh.
It's up to you.
Yeah, why don't
Go
we?
ahead.
Okay, because it just, that's what I was looking for. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the regular order of business
I'll
to
second.
do a swearing in.
Well,
Oh,
you have to vote on
we have
it
to hire him first,
Yeah,
that's
like
right.
we
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, darn.
We're gonna
Okay.
table that motion.
Okay, stop that, rewind.
Right, you're right, sorry.
Let's go to that one first, okay?
Let's
We'll get
actually
this.
pass it first, huh?
Okay.
Darn.
Let's
We were
make a
trying to get you
motion
out of
to
there.
adopt resolution number 7395-2024. A resolution approving the police chief to hire Brian S. Euler as part-time patrol officer with the Lakemore Police Department. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
I'll
I second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
I'll second the original.
Thank you.
Thanks, Heather. Any discussion, council? Okay, let's do this.
exciting.
Roll call, please. Yeah, roll call.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Now can I?
Okay.
Now I'm
official.
going to make a motion to dispense with the regular order of business for the swearing in.
I will second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Miss Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Orler, would you please come forward? And Chief Smith has the Bible and paperwork to sign. And who would you like to hold your Bible?
It's gonna
be my father.
Nice. Okay. Mrs. Cochran?
Left
Left
hand
hand on.
on the Bible, right hand up. Yeah, sorry.
There we go. On this date, you are hereby commissioned to serve as a part-time police officer for the Village of Lakemore Police Department pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 737.16. As such, you shall affirm the following. Repeat after me, please. I, Brian S. Euler,
I, Brian S. Euler,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and the laws and ordinances
and the laws and ordinances
of the Village of Lakemore,
of the Village of Lakemore,
and will discharge the duties
and will discharge the duties
of the office of
of the office of
part-time police officer,
part-time police officer,
which I have been appointed
which I have been appointed
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
That's a wrap. Thank you. Welcome aboard.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We just have some paperwork.
Yep.
Sign, please. I have to
Sign up here, Brian.
Tell me when.
Sign here and there.
And just assume all cops are friends with each
16th,
other.
right?
Yes.
Brian, sign there and Dave. There.
Tell me when.
Oh, he's gotta be good.
I'll give it back, I promise.
Good.
I got that. Right.
Know anything. No.
Welcome
Congratulations.
aboard.
Welcome.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for joining us.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you.
And happy to see your missus and your father with you tonight. That was very nice. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
He's gotta be good, he's air salt. He's air salt, he's gotta be good.
Nice.
You know, I know that, the tat on his hand.
The hat? Oh, the tat.
Tat,
Okay.
What is the tat say?
Aerosol.
air salt,
I don't know what that means.
dope on the rope.
Thank you.
He jumps out of helicopters.
Thank you.
Have a
Welcome
great
aboard.
night,
God
guys.
bless.
Thank you.
Thanks for being
See you
here,
out
guys.
there.
Awesome.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to return to the regular order of business.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coons?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Miss Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
We're gonna bump right up to old business. Mrs. Cochran, then Mr. Ray, please, okay?
All right. I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 1864-2024. An ordinance amending ordinances 1522-2014, 1370-2006, 1220-1995, and 1187-1993 to revise the zoning variance hearing fees for the Village of Lakemore.
But first,
Well, this is the third read.
You
No, no, no.
need to make a
But
motion.
this
we're
is
gonna-
the third read, but you wanted to
Oh,
amend it.
unless you don't want
Okay.
to.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
unless you don't want to
no.
amend.
Oh, that's, yes. Oh, I would like to make a motion to do the amending, and that is, the fees. The, residential variance hearing fees, I think $300, if we talked about that.
Yes.
And then the non-residential, $400, and I think we talked about that too.
Up to you.
Well, that's what I'm proposing.
Is there a second on the amendment?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the amendment?
I just feel it's, for our residents going from, what was it, $200?
To five.
To
right?
5
That is
was
a lot.
enormous, but we were losing money at $200. So I thought that 300 was fair, and I think everybody else did, and if we find out that we're not, it's putting us in the hole, we'll revisit it at a later time.
Okay.
That was the reason for this change.
Any other comments from council?
No.
No? Okay, roll call please, on the amendment.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes. No, second the original.
Okay,
As
we have a
amended.
second as amended.
As amended.
Is there any discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Ray.
I would like to make a motion to adopt Resolution 7389-2024. This is a resolution accepting the amounts and rates and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the Summit County Fiscal Officer.
A second.
Any discussion? Roll call please.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We're moving next into new business. Mrs. Cochran, go ahead, you have two. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7396-2024. A resolution accepting the resignation of Matthew Bagnotto as part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
A second.
Okay, roll call please.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Second the original.
Thank you, T. Roll call please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay.
Next, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7399-2024. A resolution accepting the resignation of Aaron Smith as part-time firefighter medic with the Lakemore Fire Department. But again, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads first,
I'll
please.
second.
Thank you.
Roll call please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes. I'll second the original.
Any discussion? Roll call please.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Ray, you have 2 under new business, please.
All right, cool. I would first like to make the motion to adopt Resolution 7398-2024. This is a resolution authorizing the Village of Lakemore to adopt a cooperative funding intergovernmental agreement by the County of Summit. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with 3 readings.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
I'll second the original as well.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
All right, and then next, I would like to make a motion to adopt Ordinance 1868-2024. This is an ordinance to amend Ordinance 1833-2023 to make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the Village of Lakemore, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. But first, I would like to also make a motion to dispense with these 3 readings.
I'll second.
Roll call please.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
All right, and the original?
I'll second the original.
Mr. John, any discussion?
Just to clarify, when this is stated it's about the police cruiser, we have to upload the money before we get it from the state or the county. And when it mentioned the electric in here, it's gone up for us just like it has everybody else. And we've already reached our budget amount that we had planned for the year, so.
And it's only September.
Yeah, it's only September.
Oh.
So it's not only affecting, the residents, it's affecting the government agencies as well.
Yeah, good points all. Any other discussions? Roll call please.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coontz?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Sherman, you're up.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 7397-2024, a resolution accepting the proposal from Everbright for power sweeping services in 2024. But first, I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the 3 reads.
And second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coombs?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes. I'll second the original.
Thanks, Sam. Is there any discussion, please?
I do. Is that going to include the Commons, Brittany Commons?
All of the dedicated streets, so the main ones.
Like Brittany
Commons.
That would be,
Yes.
Brittany would be the only one.
Because there's a
They
big mess on the
Brandon.
corner of Sanitarium, Brittany Boulevard. A lot of,
Yeah,
whatever, the last rain we had, which was, who knows?
yeah.
Right.
Brushed a lot of debris
Debris.
down. Okay,
Mhm.
that's all I have.
Okay, roll call, please. Thank you.
Mrs. Coombs?
Yes.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Okay.
At this time, there's no reason to enter into an executive session, and I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Reichner?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Cochran?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Mr. Strittmatter?
Yes.
Mrs. Coombs?
Yes.
All right, meeting adjourned at 6:41.
Thanks,
Hey,
everybody.
Megan, one of the things that